Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today I want to talk about how Dungeons & Dragons is increasing the value of Warhammer. All right, let's jump into it. So this has to do with Dungeons & Dragons canon. All right, so get this. I am terrible at investing. Actually, I'm not terrible. I did time some stuff pretty good with Bitcoin. I bought and sold Bitcoin at different times. I didn't make a mint. I made, I made a respectable amount, right? And I sold before the stuff I bought at pretty high points and I sold at low points. But sometimes, but I also like the GameStop stuff and things like that. I've tried to jump in and kind of like seize the moment. And I just always know it's coming, but there are a lot of obstacles to investing. And believe it or not, there are some major investment opportunities, in my humble opinion, on Magic the Gathering. And so I recently kind of I kicked myself because I said to my wife, I was like, hey, right now, the collectible, Warhammer set, the collectible Warhammer Commander sets are at $510. I think we should pull cash and buy them, right? But the reality is, me and my God lover, my wonderful patient wife, was like, nah, man, we have a budget of $200 on this, on this check for gas, right? Like at every single thing we're buying, we don't have time, time or money. Well, that conversation was a week ago, right? Today I read an article, those same decks right now, right? TCG players selling them for $940. Okay, just so you're aware, each of the Warhammer Magic the Gathering decks they contain 100 cards, because I know what a commander deck is. They contain 100, and I just get so frustrated because I have people run up in the comments who have no idea what Magic the Gathering history is, no idea what Dungeons & Dragons history is. Well, actually, I have commenters who know what Dungeons & Dragons history is, no idea what Magic the Gathering history is, who are spouting and saying, Scott, you're wrong. They don't have the language, they don't have the history, they don't have the knowledge to even have these conversations. But they spout out for paragraphs and paragraphs about something they know nothing about, right? Like, it's people just love to embrace their own nescience. It's frustrating. Okay. All right. These commander decks are $2 a card. Common cards in these decks are $2. Some of the cards right now are listing at $60 an individual card. And get this, the second you pull that card out, right, you're selling that thing for $60, and that was a week ago, right? And now you've made 99 cards unusable because these are built to be in commander decks. But right now, TCG Player, Card Kingdom, lots of places are selling individual cards, which means the products will be broken apart. And the actual product, and this is just going to make the value on these cards skyrocket, right? Because half the decks are broken up, and people are going to be literally salvaging parts from these things that are supposed to be cohesive decks, right? So, now why is this happening? It ain't Magic. I'll tell you that right now. Magic's been around for a long time, right? But the reality is, there is something unique that is happening with this Warhammer deck that is saying to every single artist out there, no matter what your platform is, nobody cares about your junk if it's isolated, right? Like, oh yeah, you wrote your little story about a werewolf and a mermaid. Nobody cares. How does it connect to Marvel? How does it connect to DC? How does it connect to Fortnite? How does it connect to Cyberpunk, right? Your little isolated piece of junk story is worthless, right? But if you are mixing canon, Funko Pop is the only company that's been able to successfully mix 200 plus IPs, right? So that you can put, the scarred-faced, Wolverine hand dude from Nightmare on Freddy Krueger next to Daenerys, right? In the same format, right? Set them right up on your shelf. Daenerys with Freddy Krueger, right? And this is where the magic is happening, and I'm not wrong. Fortnite is a billion-dollar property. Funko Pop has made billions making the same characters from different worlds, look like they belong together, right? And people are paying billions for it, and it has built a massive collectible IP, right? Like IP platform is the best way to say with Funko Pop. Now here's what's happening, and I'm saying the reason that these Warhammer things are going through the absolute roof is the Soul Ring card. The Soul Ring card printed in that deck goes straight to Dominaria, goes straight to Adventures in Forgotten Realms, saying these Space Marines belong by the narrative, the logic, and the lore. They belong as though they, as though they should be fighting Tiamat. That Grey Knight has business with Tiamat, right? And the packaging promotes it. The backs of the cards promote it. The text in the cards promote it. The art in the cards promote it, right? And the reason why these Warhammer decks are going through the roof and another reason why they're going through the roof is D&D is taking its crown. Warhammer's been, putzing around over there making these silly little miniatures for years and years and years, trying to compete with D&D, but now they bow, right? Warhammer, Games Workshop bows to Wizard of the Coast and says, you put forward our intellectual property on your platform. And WotC don't do this anywhere else. They don't give their materials to others, right? You don't see Elminster in OSE. You don't see Elminster, getting pushed over into Warhammer. Everything comes to D&D. We are the preeminent intellectual property in the world, and the bridge has been built. It is Strixhaven, right? Full Magic the Gathering canon. Strixhaven. Full Dungeons & Dragons canon. Anything in a Magic the Gathering world, by narrative, logic, and lore, can pop right over into Dungeons & Dragons. The bridge is built, and the money is showing the truth, in my humble opinion. What's your? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Let me know in the comments below. Please consider liking and subscribing, and have a wonderful millennium.